When it comes to covering the most important issue facing us and our Earth, one day does make all the difference. Now, the Weather Channel and its innovative climate team at Pattern are connecting you every day to the most fascinating stories impacting our planet. For what's now and what's next, rely on the climate experts with the most trusted name in TV news. If it's out there, it's in here. The Weather Channel.
Well, falling barometer is a sign of a strengthening storm, and one of the latest estimates that we have now for the system, 928. So yes, this certainly has the potential of gaining a bit more strength as it comes ever closer to our shorelines. Welcome back, everyone. I'm meteorologist Reynolds Wolf reporting for the Weather Channel here in beautiful New Orleans, and I'll tell you, it is not a beautiful day. We go from the falling barometers to falling rain. We've got more showers that are on the way, and with it the prospect of not falling raindrops but rising water, and that could be an issue due to the storm surge and also with the more precipitation that's going to become very abundant right along, well, not just in Louisiana, but expanding well throughout much of the region. So there's so many things that we've got to follow today, folks. Please make those right decisions. Be safe out there. Now let's send it back to Kelly in studio. Kelly.
Reynolds, Ida is quickly closing in on the coastline, some less than 50 miles away now, and unfortunately it is still undergoing some strengthening. We're at the higher end of a Category 4 with winds of 150 miles an hour, so that's the strongest winds near the center. But even before it gets here, say around midday, we're going to be dealing with these intense rain bands. Each and every one of these bands could also produce flooding, even the possibility of tornadoes, especially to the right of center. The center making its way up through Houma, Louisiana, perhaps as early as 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon, spinning in the heaviest rain, the storm surge flooding, especially on the eastern side of where that eye makes the landfall, and it takes a while for the wind to calm down. The tropical moisture will still be with us all throughout Monday as well. We're still going to be tracking some of these heavy downpours, even down towards the coast of Louisiana by tomorrow. So New Orleans, that rain will fill up. We already have a surplus for the year of 20 inches, so we're already saturated here. And now our forecast is showing up to a foot or more of rain flooding to go along with that storm surge flooding. Jen?
Communities along the coastal bayous are beginning to see impacts from Ida, and especially unprotected from a storm of this magnitude. Archie Chasson is the president of Lafourche Parish, south of New Orleans. And Archie, thank you for joining us. The storm is moving in right now. So what will residents who chose to ride out the storm expect from first responders in your area?
Look, it's going to be a very good ride, and good morning, guys. We are going to experience 140+ mile-an-hour winds over most of Lafourche Parish over the next 12 hours. There's a good chance that if you stayed behind, that our emergency responders will not be able to get to you should catastrophe happen during the height of the storm. So please be prepared for that. Our first responders I will put them up against the best in the nation. They will do their best to help people, but in 140 mile-an-hour winds, our limits are going to be reached.
And water, too. I mean, we've been watching the surge moving in Grand Isle, and that's what we're showing on TV right now. The surge moving in will be a big factor. What lessons from Katrina do you carry over now into your preparations for Ida?
I have a whole lot of faith in our confidence system, in our levee system. It's been around since Hurricane Juan, but this will completely test our infrastructure. It will test the new floodgates that we've built over the years since Hurricane Katrina. It will test the 18-foot-plus levees that we have in South Lafourche. We will see what happens. We've made all prep abilities for urban search and rescue should we have a breach or should we have a levee failure. We've made those preparations knowing that the potential is there for it to happen. We're just praying to God that it doesn't.
Yeah. What do you know about residents? Did most leave? Do you have shelters open in the parish?
Yeah, so we have 2 shelters open right now, Central Lafourche High School and Thibodeau High. We have about 200 people in both of those shelters. By our estimates, we have about 50% of the population that evacuated, which does leave a good number still here, probably mostly in the northern part of the parish. But look, this is going to be a parish-wide event. We're going to see these 100+ mile-an-hour winds from Port Fourchon all the way at the bottom, all the way up to Thibodeau at the northern parish line. So it's something everybody who is still home has to hunker down and get ready for.
I mean, when you think about the magnitude of the winds we're talking about, 140 miles per hour, that's like a tornado. What's your advice to people to hunker down during the storm for the ones who didn't leave?
Yeah, now's the time to kind of figure out that room in your house and into your closet, into your bathroom with no windows, that should you get caught in a spin-off tornado, should you get caught in some of those straight line winds and things start to happen, that you are well protected. If you have any mattresses, things like that, that's always good to keep around in case stuff starts to blow really hard. But it's gonna be a rough ride over the next 12 hours. Full faith in God that he's going to protect us, but it's going to get rough.
Archie Chesson, president of Lafourche Parish, thank you so much for your time this morning here. Our thoughts are with you as well as we watch this beast of a hurricane come in. Again, 150 miles per hour is where we are. It is a very strong category 4. The pressure does continue to drop. You can see the last advisory had 933, but we just got reports now that the pressure is down to 928. So we are certainly seeing a strengthening storm as it approaches the coast. The surge continues to increase. We've been seeing those levels on the increase. Coastal Mississippi, southeastern Louisiana as well. And we are looking at those numbers coming up. Shell Beach now 4.5 feet, 4.3 at Bay St. Louis. Even Dauphin Island seeing a close to 3-foot storm surge. Grand Isle, we have now more than 2 feet of surge. And that wind is offshore, so you're not even getting the worst of it here, but still the water rising.